All right. Hello, hello. It is time for Laravel 9. Yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna do a quick intro, and then I'm legit gonna time us to see how quick running or upgrading to Laravel 9 is, specifically with running Laravel Shift, of course, as the creator of Laravel Shift. So a good way to kind of demo that, but also get my sites upgraded. So I'm going to do this with each one of mine. I will say that I am waiting on a few of them, just because I know personally that package authors, they're always kind of scrambling. I do think Laravel 9 was much better with that by tagging an initial kind of alpha branches and so forth. They aliased the branch, so it was a little easier to for package authors to be able to tag and mark Laravel 9. So I do think this was probably one of the best releases as far as having packages ready. But to the original point, I normally wait about a week before upgrading my own sites, to be honest, unless I know they just don't use a lot of packages. So I want to upgrade LaravelShift.com, on a live stream, but I know that there are some commercial packages I depend on which are not tagged for Laravel 9 yet. So like Mail Coach from Spassy is one of them. They're just not ready yet. So BaseCode's pretty lightweight to that point, just kind of going in, taking a look at Composer, that's so the first thing about this project is it's actually a monorepo of the actual book, some source stuff, source code for the examples in the book, and the Laravel application is actually under site. So I was looking at the wrong Composer file. So again, just kind of looking at these, and if we go to can I upgrade Laravel.com, a little shift tool that's out there, I can actually just paste this in and run can I upgrade yet, and we should see that pretty much everything is a checkbox. Developer proxy is not listed. This is actually a little bit of a bug. This was assimilated into Laravel, so it's actually not required anymore. So we're going to make like a little special note for a couple of these packages. But to the point, I am totally green here on this particular project. Somebody reported this earlier. That's like a weird little bug there, but we will clean that up. Anyway, hello. Hey Nathan. Hey Assad, Rick, Adrian, of course, welcome. Hope everybody got to watch some of Laracon yesterday. It's pretty good. All right, so again, using this can I upgrade Laravel, I kind of already knew, just again, looking at all these packages, kind of helping manage some of my own, like this was already green, which is why I'm choosing to upgrade this project first. But the rest, I'll probably wait till mid to late next week and do another live stream. So, one last thing I'll note before I start the timer and start the upgrade is, again, this is a monorepo. Shift will actually look for the presence of the artisan file, like its location, and choose that directory automatically. So if you're, if you have a monorepo, Shift just figures it out. There's nothing extra that you have to do. The only time you would need to do something is if you had multiple Laravel applications within a single repo. Then you can control which one shifts by dropping in a .shiftrc file. So that would just be .shiftrc. You don't have to do any configuration. There's no contents that need to be in this file. The presence alone is enough to do the same thing as artisan, trigger which project folder to use. So with that said, let's get the timer going here. Let me open up the little clock app on the phone. Got the stopwatch. You probably can't see that necessarily, or well, you could. I got a cool thing. Hopefully you can see that. All right, cool. So we are hitting start. There we go. Clock's running. All right, so I'm gonna go out to LaravelShift.com. We're actually already there, so let's just go here. I'm gonna run a new shift. We're gonna go down to the Laravel 9 shift, and this is the one I want to run. So let's just purchase that. All right. And we'll sign in with GitHub. That's fine with me. I'm already on the right spot, and it's already going to shift the master branch because I've done this before, but just for fairness on time, master, look at that. So We'll check out and run. Now I have a Shifty plan. This is normally where you would enter your credit card information, but because I have a Shifty plan, of course, again, as the creator of Shift, I just get the run button. I don't have to enter my credit card details or anything like that. It's just part of the plan. It's included. All plans include the Laravel 9 Shift, so definitely check those out. Again, Shifty plans if you're interested in saving money. Okay, so this is going to get queued up. It's running in the background. We'll just let it go. Now, this is a little separate from Shift, but I'm going to do it because I think it's good process. I'm going to go to the BaseCode field guide, of course, locally, and let's check out the master branch. Let's go ahead and pull that down. Oh, it looks like I had commits here. That's strange. Git Lola. What did I have locally here? Drop removed column from Cedar, tweak config for local dev. That's interesting. Okay, this is gonna affect my timer. Let's do a git ref log and see if I can check out this. Git reset -- hard that. There we go. So let's do a git pull -r. For some reason I have some local changes here. Okay, so now I'm ahead by 2 commits. Let's go ahead and push these up, I guess. That's not gonna work out so well since I just ran that shift. This is what happens. Anyway, what I wanna do here is run composer update first. And then this project actually does have tests, so I just wanna make sure I'm going from like a green to green state. So let's do vendor bin PHP unit. Composer, how do I not have PHP unit? Oh, I gotta be in site, of course. Vendor bin composer update. Yeah, again, that monorepo's throwing me off, but let's make sure all of our tests pass. That way we can confirm before and after. Not every project has tests, and I'm not necessarily advocating that you have to have tests before you upgrade, but I am advocating for testing in general. So if you have the test, run them, of course, make sure you're going from green to green, but I don't think it's necessarily required. So assert not soft deleted. Oh, I think I have an older version of this package, which will get cleaned up when we upgrade, so I'm not super worried about that. So we are in a green state. The only difference here is composer lock, so we're just gonna nah that. And let's do a git fetch origin, because I'm sure this has run now. So yes, this has run. Let's start reviewing this PR. So it's gonna apply some code style, it moved the lang folder, it streamlined the commands property. So again, not necessarily required, but hey, if it can get cleaned up, Shift is gonna do it. And again, to that point, not all these things are necessarily like quote unquote required for a Laravel 9 upgrade. You might be able to get away with just bumping your composer dependencies, but Shift's goal is to make your project look as if you were always running Laravel 9. Like if you would run Laravel new today, and then all your code was magically in that project. So, that's why it does things like this, and that's why it's just well beyond what's listed in the upgrade guide. It's always changing because, the community is giving feedback to me. I'm implementing even more automation, so lots of cool stuff in here. Replace deprecation, of course. Shift core files is pretty straightforward. This just does things like, the index file and any new files that got added. A couple ones that I'm actually gonna tweak and got some feedback on. This use faker methods. This is actually something with faker itself. Again, they kind of deprecated the property access directly, so another nice thing that Shift does. This wouldn't be something Laravel related, but it is nice, again, to do as part of that update. So it's not strictly Laravel related, but it is related to a package Laravel uses, and therefore Shift is going to help you out and do it too. Same thing with remove unnecessary models property, not a required change, but I think Nuno added this to be guessed, if you will. So if it's guessable path, then it automatically is going to pull that up. So in the interest of time, let's keep moving on here. So yeah, removed unnecessary properties. We're going to convert to the fluent routes, remove deprecated dates property to cast, all pretty straightforward stuff. Defaulting of the config files, bumping dependencies. use env for configuration. This was a small change I actually contributed to the core files just to make testing configuration a bit easier. This is a pretty nice one. Again, not required, but it actually adopts anonymous migration because Laravel 9 has adopted anonymous migrations with the PHP 8 requirement. So lots of cool stuff in there. So those are most of the commits. Let's check out the comments. So it moved the resource lang folder. Not a big deal. I don't think I'm using the storage facade too much in here, but it's just kind of some things that changed at a high level that you might want to be aware of as a developer. So a little comment here, you can review the upgrade guide if you're heavily using the storage facade, but I'm not doing too much with this. I might be using download for the PDF, like when you're on the dashboard of the BaseCode site, but that shouldn't be a problem because, you know, the file is going to be found. So I don't have any missing files. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this just to kind of clean up the noise. I'm not doing any mailers in here, but this was probably the biggest change in Laravel 9 was the adoption of Symfony Mailer dropping Swift Mailer and adopting Symfony Mailer. So again, if I was doing heavy customized email stuff, I might want to, you know, check that out. So again, file system driver, I don't think I'm messing with that too much, but I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not gonna worry about the customizations. Again, I'm not using any cloud hosted disks, so I can probably get rid of that. I'm not using any token API stuff. I don't need Sanctum, so that's good. The dependencies got upgraded. We're going to check that ourselves here in a second. Anonymous migrations, like I said, awesome. I'm not using the HTTP client, and I'm cool with the fact that the timeout got reduced. I think that's awesome, and we can run these in a future shift. I'll leave that comment. So let's do this. Let's do git checkout shift, or well, let's just copy what they give us. And let's run composer update. And I don't think this is going to work because my local built-in Mac PHP version is 7.3.2, which is gross. So let's bring up Docker. And while we're bringing that up, there's two files here that it's claiming are different. This might be a bug in Shift. Might be a bug in Shift. We're going to go look at these real quick though, and we'll follow the directions. So it said auth.php in the lang folder. So let's raw this, and I guess let's bring up PHP Storm. And while that's coming up, let's get into bin sh. I'm just going to get into this little shift runner Docker image I have. I know it's running PHP 8. It should allow me to do everything I need to do. So it just kind of creates a little shift volume mount of the current project. So I should be able to say composer update in here. Let's see if all the packages are good. And while that's happening, let's go to BaseCode field guide. And let's go check out these two files that it said, oh, trust an open project. PHP Storm features potentially malicious code. I guess trust it? That's strange. I've never seen that error message before. I wonder if it's because I was like composer updating in the background, maybe? Maybe there's something in the vendor folder? That's strange. Anyway, let's get into the lang folder and the auth. What's changed in here? So these are the exact same. So what that tells me is that this is probably a small bug in Shift. I'm gonna do some more research on that, but let's just check the other one just to be thorough. But right now, that's, since those files got copy and pasted down and they're exact matches, it makes me feel like this is a non-issue. So if I do, come on Docker, don't be a jerk today. I've had the worst luck with Docker lately. I'm hearing some stuff in the chat. Oh, yeah, it's okay. I got a thumbs down on one of my last streams. I don't know. I think I got stuck on something and someone got bored. You gotta be moving on these things. You can't be stopping. So, Matthias. Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you for using Shift. All right. Okay, let's get back in here. This clock's running. It's all counting, you know, all this sidebar, all this chatter, all me talking and sharing stuff about Shift. It's all counting. So let's see what happens. It doesn't stop until the tests are green. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to paste. Let's run composer update again. Everything should already be in here, but we're gonna give this just another second. Nothing to modify in the log file. So the good news is that we didn't have any package dependency issues. Now, I do want to point out while that's running in the background, I think this is a bug, so I'm just going to delete that. I do want to point out in the background just real quick, this is part of the Laravel shift. So, you know, however much time this ends up taking in the end, or however much time the upgrade guide, you know, says and stuff, like, honestly, just going in and bumping these kind of things compared to what they should have been and what they are now and yada yada, like, you know, that's taking you at least 10 to 15 minutes right there. So again, we're not even 15 minutes in and Shift has already done all those things. So okay, packages is good. So now let's run vendor bin php unit, and let's see if, first of all, Docker is gonna play nice and if we're still green. And if we're still green, I'm totally comfortable merging this, deploying it, whatever. One thing I did see, just in looking at those package bits, oh man, look, when I pasted that thing, look at that. I just made like 100 files. Whoops. My paste buffer had the whole validation PHP thing in it, so it just totally exported 1,000,000 files. Good thing we have Git, we can just drop those out. Sanctum was actually got added. That's not a requirement, and as such, again, a small little touch-up I think I might put in Shift is to only bump Sanctum if it's actually in your project. I don't need Sanctum. This is an old project that's carried over with the old auth, so it's fine to just be the Laravel UI still. So let's go back. Looks like Docker is being a jerk again. So I'm going to restart it one more time while we go ahead and patch up these issues we made. So let's look at all those. So git add composer star, not that, star. So we'll do a git commit -m. This is going to be composer update, and then git add -p. So there were actually changes in the validation file. I'm not sure, again, why Shift didn't automate that. I will look into it. But there were truly differences in this file, so it was good that we copied this over. They're all pretty minor spelling and grammatical changes, but they just seem to also get moved around in the file, it seems like. So, but there were changes in this, so let's just say git commit -m. We'll say shift core files, git push origin head. So we're going to push those up, assuming that this is ready to go, and we're going to try to run those tests. Actually, we're going to nah all that crap that I built on accident. And then let's go back into Docker, and let's try to run vendor bin php unit one more time. I feel pretty optimistic that this is going to pass, but I'd really like to see it go green. And as soon as it does, we'll stop the timer. Yeah, I need to like reinstall Docker. Something's going on where it's hitting some kind of file system conflict and then it just hangs. It doesn't do it on my MacBook, so I probably just need to upgrade or downgrade or something here. There we go, tests are green. I'm hitting stop. Okay, so we were at 14:59:55, so just under 15 minutes, even with all my Docker annoyances, even with all my explanation of the changes in the PR comments. We are green. We're on Laravel 9. We can feel super good that we didn't just hack the composer dependencies. We've got all these changes that were made, less than 15 minutes. That's $1 a minute, like totally worth it. So, oh, looks like we have a build failure here for some reason. Oh, actually do have some CI set up here, but unfortunately it is broken. Again, I feel comfortable that all this is good. It's passing locally, tests are green, PHP artisan -- version. So, we're clearly running Laravel 9.01, in fact, of the patch release. So I'm going to squash merge this. We're going to cut all that down. Just have a nice little tidy Laravel 9.x shift. So there you have it. Upgraded to Laravel 9, 15 minutes, test passing, everything's green. I'm going to go ahead and push this out. We even found a few small things that I can improve in the automation. So you know what? I'm probably going to stop the stream there, and I'm going to go spend my time making those things better. So we'll do more of these for the rest of my projects over the coming weeks. And if you have a project you want to see publicly upgraded by me using Shift, hit me up on Twitter. I'm glad to use it as an example, just to, again, demonstrate the power of Shift, demonstrate the power of, even an application that I'm not familiar with, how quick you can get in there and upgrade it. So thanks, y'all, for joining live. See you next time.